The CR Performance Stage 5 turbos arrived today, actually just a little bit ago. So I wanted to kind of do a quick unboxing and show you guys a little bit of these things. They are bad to the bone, and you guys are going to absolutely love them, and I'm going to love them too. Guys, got FedEx here bringing some turbos. You know the deal. Before we get into today's video, I want to thank CR Performance. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done for me in the past and up until now, and I'm sure we will continue to work well together in the future. I really appreciate all the support they've given me, and thank you to Andrew for sending these Stage 5 turbos over for my 2022 Ford F-150. All right, guys, let's take a look at what we got. Some stickers right here. Got some papers here. Some important information that we might need. All right, guys, here are the Stage 5 turbos from CR Performance. You guys have seen this before. It's a 46 millimeter, 56 millimeter compressor wheel. And we got their 50 millimeter MAR 8-blade turbine that's going to flow a lot of exhaust through it. All right, so CR Performance sent me these without the studs in the back of here, and that's because they can get damaged pretty easily in shipping because of those studs sticking out through boxes and whatever, and they can get bent. So I'm going to put those studs in. I've got a whole pile of them here. I've got more than I actually need. And we're also going to throw these gaskets from Ford. These are the part numbers right there. I'm going to throw these bad boys in right here to get a new gasket in there on both of these. I'm not installing the turbos tonight, but you guys are going to see them installed in this video. Getting into this turbo swap. I said I wasn't going to do this again, but when CRP hits you up and says, hey, brother, can you install these turbos in your truck and test them out? You don't say no to that. So I'm doing this swap again. Hopefully this is the last time. All right, so as you guys know, the last time I did the turbo swap with the Turbo Bay turbos, I had a really hard time getting those bolts out that bolt the turbo into the exhaust manifold. Had to grind one off, and the other ones were extremely tight. This time, I didn't tighten them as tight as I did when I had originally done my Stage 4 turbos. So these ones, I just broke all three of them loose, and they weren't too bad. I'm so thankful because that's like the worst part of this whole process. So I just unbolted those a little bit. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is go around to the other side of the truck and try to get those three bolts over there loose as well. So I'm back at it with the turbo swap. Got those bolts loose. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the downpipes off because that's kind of the first thing I need to do before I can actually start pulling the turbo off. Then I'll take those oil lines off and yeah, we'll see how it goes. Go ahead and grab one of the new turbos right here. We got to take this heat shield off, and we got to take these lines off and stick them on here. All right guys, real quick, I wanted to show you a little bit of a comparison between the Stage 5 CRP turbos and the Turbo Bay turbos that I got a little bit ago. So there is the compressor wheel on the Turbo Bay turbos. As you can see, those shorter blades, they kind of go past the other blades a little bit. You can see that design. Versus over here, you can see CRP's blades are more in line with the taller blades. On paper, these compressor wheels are the same diameter on the inducer, but I swear the CRP looks bigger. It's just a tad bit bigger, I believe. All right, here is the CRP Stage 5 turbo. That is their 50mm MAR 8-blade turbine. And over here we have the Turbo Bay 50mm turbine with the cut blades. There's one thing I want to point out because it's extremely important. Do not mess this up, okay? When you get your coolant lines from Ford, they're going to come with this little black gasket, okay? And that gasket is going to be pre-installed inside this little bell housing of the coolant line. They're like slip joints. They basically just slip in here like this with this little gasket. But what you're going to want to do is you don't want to leave this gasket in there. Take a screwdriver and gently pull it out. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take a little bit of grease and I'm going to rub it. Going to ensure that's going to slip into that bell housing of the other coolant line very easily. Now, you're going to take this gasket, come in here, go right over here to the coolant line. Focus. There we go. And you're going to slide it onto that coolant line all the way to the end. Okay, you're going to have that one pre-done, and you're going to come over here, and this one should be done draining. You're going to pre-install this one as well. All right, one last thing I want to show you guys on the oil feed side of your turbo. I'm going to take that little cap off, grab a bottle of Motorcraft 5W30, and I'm just going to pour a little bit of oil in there. Okay. I'm going to put that little cap back on there because I don't want it to spill out. Gonna go ahead and get that one out. It's not really a necessary part to replace because the side that's in the block does not have any O-rings or anything on it. There's not even a filter screen. So Ford did away with that, I guess. Pretty interesting. So this turbo swap is actually going a lot better than the last one. I'm just taking it slow, trying not to rush, and just taking my time getting stuff off there. But yeah, we're definitely cruising along. I've got this driver's side turbo is almost ready to come out. We're almost ready to make a mess of coolant again. Better get this in position. And then we're going to throw the new one in just a few minutes. There she is, guys. This one's going to live right here. Push them down in there. It comes with both ends. This end's going to pull out. Going to get rid of that. And if you guys look, that gasket is in there, and I'm going to have to get it out because I don't want it in there. But this line is going to hook up. Let's see. It's going to hook up like this. And if you guys remember, on the other side, we put a little bit of grease on these gaskets to make them slide better in those slip joint tubes. And then I'm gonna go ahead, bring it all the way in here, stick it up there, right there on that tube. All right, I'm also gonna grab a new oil drain line right here. This bad boy. I'm gonna pop these little caps off. And then this big end right here is gonna go down into the block, like that. I'm gonna kind of give it a little push. Perfect. And then it'll seat in there. And then you can throw the bolt in it. I'm gonna leave it unbolted for right now until I get the turbo in, because that'll allow me to kind of spin it a little bit or turn it if I need to. And then we're also gonna replace the O-rings right here on the oil feed line. And then I also took that coolant tube out of there. I greased up the gasket and the snout, and we will actually slide this into, oops, sorry, it goes in this one. We're gonna slide it in there before we actually get the turbo in there, because it's easier to put that in that tube than it is to put this in the block and then try to slide the turbo onto it. Driver's side turbo is done. It's all in there. Everything's hooked up, coolant, oil, all that stuff. The bolts are torqued down. I am tired. It's pretty late. It's like about 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna go to bed. Since both the turbos are in, I'm pretty happy with that. Tomorrow, all I have to do is hook up all the turbo plumbing and the downpipes and get the exhaust back to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, then we'll start it up, see what it sounds like, and maybe do a few test pulls. We'll see, but we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, it's well, it's not morning anymore, it's the afternoon. I was filming another video this morning, but we have the truck kind of back together for the most part. I just got the downpipe on this side. It's completely on. So we just have to go ahead and get the other downpipe on the other side, get that V-band clamp back up. So this turbo is all hooked up. All the plumbing is hooked back up in the truck. Everything is good to go. I've got the downpipes hooked up. They're all ready to go. I just need to get the wheel back on here, and then we're gonna fill it up with coolant and get it started. All right, I just filled it up with this stuff right here, the good stuff. It says yellow, but it's got a green color to it. That doesn't look like yellow to me, that's green. So now, battery's hooked up, coolant's filled up. I'm gonna open up the garage because we are going to start the truck. All right, since my truck's a push button start, I'm gonna push down on the brake, put my foot all the way to the floor on the gas, and hit the start button. Now we're gonna actually start it. Let's go check for leaks. Driving it, I just want to make sure there's no leaks coming from the turbos, make sure the oil's good and the coolant lines are good. say they have a little different sound than the Stage 4s did. It's probably just because the turbine's a little different. Well, there's no leaks. So I think that means we're good. Still got that packing oil smell coming off of them, but I think we're good, guys. Well, thanks you guys so much for watching. There's more to come, so stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more truck content. But that's it for now. We'll see you later.